In this episode, you'll discover what a rowing hack actually is and 3 sweep-specific ones you can try at your very next session. No coaching required, no equipment to buy, no explanation needed to your crew. Just small, clever fixes to real problems that sweep rowers deal with all the time. 3 hacks, 1 for your inside hand, 1 for your coxswain, and 1 for your wrist. Let's go.
Feel the grip of the oar handle, smooth yet firm in your hands. Taste the salt of your own sweat and the occasional splash of water. It's all part of the journey. Welcome to another episode of Faster Masters Rowing Radio. Each week, our host, Masters rowing coach Rebecca Caro, dives deep into the world of Masters rowing. Whether you're on the water or in the gym, join us to become a faster master. Let's go rowing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into some little tricks and techniques, which I call hacks, that you might want to consider for your own rowing. So a hack is a quick, low-cost, improvised fix to a persistent problem. It's not coaching, it's not a drill. It's just something that you can use with simple equipment that you've got to hand to solve something that is persistent and is really bugging you. The best hacks work because they give you physical feedback in the moment, so you feel things rather than necessarily thinking about them, and they serve as a constant reminder so that you don't have to have something front of mind. You might recall that in the past I've talked about the importance of being able to think and then not think about your rowing. Not thinking moves you into unconscious competence. But anyway, today we've got sweep-specific hacks. So the first one is a solution to a problem which you might find with your inside hand, whichever side you row. You find that your hand moves up and down the handle. It drifts. And whether that's you adjust it or it just sort of quietly migrates, it obviously isn't great because it moves your position of your hand, and that affects the amount of effort load you can put onto the oar, because as it comes around the arc, the inside hand has a moment where it can be much stronger than the outside hand, and that's due to the oar angle from the pin to the end of the handle. So what's the hack? Take an elastic band and wrap it around the oar handle and then slide it down so that it sits here on the outside of your hand next to your little finger. And if the elastic band is tight enough, when your hand starts to move or drift, it won't actually roll the elastic band. It'll just hit the elastic band and you will feel it. And so this gives you basically a tactile reference point that you can immediately feel if your hand has moved off position. So if your hand tends to slide down towards the pin, you might want to put it on the outside. If you find your hand goes the other way, you might want to put the elastic band near your forefinger side of your hand. So give it a go. Ask someone to confirm that you've got the right position, the right spacing between your hands first. And if you need it, you can obviously have 2 elastic bands if you need, but give that a go. So that's the first one that I'd like you to think about. Now, the second one is one that I have used quite a lot when we're coxing masters and you don't have someone who is small enough to fit into the coxswain seat. So take a look at this. So this is the coxing plank. And this is a hack that I successfully proposed to Row2K, who run quite a lot of articles from time to time on rowing hacks. And it's quite simple. It's a plank of wood that sits across the transom, the sax board of your 8. And we actually screwed a sculling seat to the top of it so that the person sitting there could actually have something comfortable to sit on. And they put their feet down in the bottom of the boat, but they are seated so that their hips are above the sides of the boat, so that it's a much more comfortable place to sit rather than trying to wedge yourself into a very tight, compromised position. What we did was we also put it in with a piece of string, a lanyard, to attach it to the steering wires. We just used a little carabiner to do that because we thought there was the possibility that the plank might move and maybe fall off the side. I don't know why, but anyway, we thought it was important just in case that it was actually attached to the boat somewhere. Now, from the coxswain's point of view, it raises them up quite significantly, so they can see above the heads of the athletes. And that gives you a little bit more of a line of sight when it comes to coaching the crew, but it also may make the coxswain feel like they're a little bit unstable because they're quite high up and like they're above the center of mass of the boat. So a little bit of practice, but it is a really practical thing that you can use that allows non-coxswain sized people to successfully steer. So if you're in a crew where you don't have a regular coxswain, or you have to take turn and turn about in the cox's seat, this is quite an easy solution that can help you, hopefully to feel that you're in control and you get a chance to go rowing when you haven't actually got a cox. Now, our third one is, I've called it wrist tape. So if you're the sort of rower who feathers with both hands and you cock your wrists, your outside and your inside hand in sweep when you're feathering, it's really hard to remember to keep that inside hand flat, the outside hand flat, and let the oar turn inside your hand grip so that your hand grip doesn't change. So here's how to do it. You take a piece of tape, and I'm not joking, this can be sellotape, which the Americans call Scotch tape. It could be a piece of micropore. It could be a masking tape, just something that's cheap. And what you do is you tape it from your wrist, your knuckle, right across your wrist and up to the lower part of your forearm. And the idea is it sticks to the hairs on the back of your hand, so that when you turn your wrist, which you shouldn't be, it pulls on those hairs and it hurts. If you've ever had someone try and pull a hair out, you know exactly what happens. And it just serves as a little reminder. You'll feel the tape tighten and the grip on the skin on the back of your hand will actually change, so that it just serves as a little reminder for yourself that you shouldn't be moving your wrist while you're rowing. So here we go. We've now got 3 separate sweep hacks for you to try: the wrist tape, the elastic band, and the coxing plank. Let me know how you go, and I hope that it's a really useful thing for your next outing. Till next time.
We are part of the RowingChat podcast network. Please tell your fellow rowers about the show. If you've learned just one helpful thing from today's episode, please consider supporting the show for as little as $1 per month by visiting fastermastersrowing.com/podcast.